It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long Island. 'Cause nothing's better than a motion video.
It's Movie Time is produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to broadcast shows Fridays at 4:01 and 8:01 p.m. Read reviews and listen to shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando,
And I'm Ezra Hoover.
and this is It's Movie Time. And I used to be a walker. Boy, could I walk.
Yeah?
Now that I've seen this movie, The Long Walk, I don't think I'm doing it anymore.
But did you take bathroom breaks? That's a real question.
That is something that crossed my mind. I couldn't last that long.
Even for marathon runners, they have this issue, and that's 3 or 4 hours. We're talking about 100 hours or more.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you just gotta go.
Wow. They did do that fairly well, some of those guys.
They did. They really did.
Now look at this is what? How many young men are walking this long? A couple dozen?
Yes, 40 something. maybe.
Yeah. All right, it's called The Long Walk. It's a Stephen King adaptation.
It is.
I'm thinking that there's a Stephen King that this is like. Right. And we'll talk about that with our podcast a little bit later on.
Okay.
But I am thinking of Shawshank Redemption.
Of course, how can you not?
Okay.
Do you think these films are similar, Shawshank and The Long Walk?
In the camaraderie, yes.
Okay.
Between Red and Andy or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And we are commiserating with misfits, people who have no option, essentially.
But you know what I didn't realize initially in this? They're conscripted.
Yes. Well, they enter a lottery,
Yeah,
but they have to enter the lottery. You're right. Correct. They are.
yeah, because King clearly wanted to parallel the war in Vietnam.
Right. Right.
I mean, it was on his mind.
Government overreach,
Woo-hoo.
and it's a very You're absolutely right. Very intentional young men around in their early 20s
Yes.
who don't have a whole lot else going on.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And everyone's watching. The media's
Yes.
watching.
Yes.
And you may die, and it's all for entertainment. Just for a prize that you may not be able to enjoy.
Yeah.
This story is written way, way back in the 60s or 70s, I believe.
His first one.
It's his first one.
First one for publication.
First one that was written but not published. So I think he wrote it first and then published other ones. So it's one of his earliest ones, and
That's right.
it was published under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, you're good at Bachman.
Yes,
That
Bachman.
is Bachman.
That's why he wanted to use. Why wouldn't you use your real name if your name's Stephen King? It's a great name. Tell me better than Bachman. Maybe he was embarrassed.
Did you find it unbelievable?
I found there are a couple of issues. The first issue is very similar to another movie where you have young kids fighting to the death, aka The Hunger Games.
Yes.
And the director is
Yes.
the director of The Hunger Games.
Yes. Right. Francis
Yes.
Lawrence.
Francis Lawrence, all except the first Hunger Games movie. Very, very similar. Now, is that Stephen King's fault? No, because it predates that movie by quite a bit. But it's very similar. And it made me scratch my head a little bit about kind of why we're doing this. But what did you think about it?
Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoy Stephen King. I think this is what do you say? Really denuded Stephen King.
Yes.
It really has not so many of his tropes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a straight story,
Very straight.
and they even give you the number of hours or days.
Right,
or
right.
whatever.
And I'm glad you bring that up. It's definitely a straight story. It's a very simple concept.
Yes.
But in those cases, in my opinion, you have to do it well. We know what's going to happen from the beginning. There's a race.
Yes.
One person will win, everyone
That's
else
right.
will die.
Yes, right.
Right? So what's going to draw us in? What's the hook? And I think what they were going for was the dialogue, heavy dialogue, where we explore a lot about the motivations of the characters. And I don't know about you, but I found the delivery a little bit uneven for some of the characters. It felt a little unnatural, almost like Shakespearean kind of.
Yeah, and you had some stock characters.
Yes, you did.
You know, you have the bad boy,
Yes.
the bully.
Right,
you have the
right.
nice guy.
You have the nerd.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, right. So you have some stock characters, but it didn't bother me
Really?
much at all.
Okay.
And I was not at all disturbed by anything that was happening here, except the incontinence or the continence or whatever the hell. That really bothered me, because I knew I wouldn't make it.
Well, I knew it immediately as someone that used to run a long time ago, many eons ago. That was the first thought came to my head. They're gonna have to go to the bathroom at some point.
What do
And you can't
long-distance
stop.
runners do? They
They
must
just
have,
let it go. I mean, you try to clear it out ahead of time, but a lot of times
Really?
it's very common to do a marathon, especially people who are very serious and want to finish for time.
get out.
It's just let it rip.
I never thought.
John, you've been training for that race for
Whoa.
weeks, months. You're not going to let a little, you know what, stop your time.
Yeah,
Your winning potential.
and so many of the films that I've seen that are sci-fi related have family motifs.
Okay,
And there's one here.
absolutely. With his mother, a very direct one.
Yeah, very direct.
A very direct one. Which in the end complicates the plot for me a little bit. And we will spoil the end here, but there's a sacrificial aspect. They become brothers, they bond.
Yeah,
And each of them tries to sacrifice themselves for the other when it's down to the final two.
well, King and Lawrence and everybody else involved here strings you along because you're always anticipating as you look at them and
Right.
as they peel away and you're down to 4 of them, you're then constantly thinking about who is going to survive.
Right.
And you think it's the schlubby guy, the nice guy, Ray.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's the prime candidate.
Right. Who never loses his breath or limps at all, even in his flabby shell. He's no
I know,
problem.
and he's
He's still
definitely-
going. Even at the end, he's still walking.
He's definitely overweight.
Yes, he is.
And his buddy Pete, is it?
Yes.
That is so freaking fit.
Right.
I-
Right. Who, by the way, I just remembered, he plays the android, or the cyborg, whatever it's called, in Alien Romulus. He was the cybernetic being that was taking care of the girl, with a much
Yeah.
more interesting character, in my
Now,
opinion.
this guy has the most unusual face
He does.
in film.
He does. I think it's wasted a little bit in this movie. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm just fascinated by it's scrunched.
It
His
is.
face
It is.
and yet he carries it off.
He emotes.
Yeah, he
Incredibly.
really does that. And the other characters seem to me to be, they're bound not to make it.
Yes.
I mean, there's certain stuff in here, you know,
Right.
this is like a trope. Yes.
Right. And one thing that we bring up that theme of brotherhood. All
Yeah.
these kids who have never met each other before, and they know everyone's going to die but one, and there's not a single person really who's scheming to mess up the other players. If you know you got to make it to the end, would you become instant friends?
You know, that's a great point. There are certain points in this film, and again, we're talking about the long walk, not the long march, which is what I wanted to call it.
Oh yeah, it's a better one.
Yeah, right. But the long walk is that I don't have anybody. We do have people breaking down,
Right.
but not as much as I would think when you consider the pressure of this. That the odd and they do mention odds now and then.
Yes.
I think when
Yes. One in whatever percentage. There is one kid who tries to break away. And I think with such a simple concept like this, I want to see more of what would people do in this situation. There are only
Yes.
I think there's only 2 times where someone tries to run away. One kid tries to grab a gun unsuccessfully and he gets killed. But another guy tries to run in a city, like in a town, where he could easily
he tries to run away.
Yes, but he just runs into a wall and he gets shot.
And it's
Run into an alleyway, man. What are you doing?
well, one of them runs into almost like a glass door.
Yes, exactly. Go around this side. You have days to think about
Right,
this.
yeah, right.
Come on.
Not smart.
No, it's not. And there's not that many troops. And 3 troops and 2 vehicles, right? You can get away because they have to follow all the other guys.
Yeah, what is it with these trucks? These like military
Right.
trucks.
What did you think of the Major's character? Another showing Mark Hamill's range as an actor.
I really thought it was another part that I found. I was
I
scratching
thought he
my
was
head.
a little handy.
I said, how does he get away with this?
He's pretty hammy
Yeah,
in this one.
right.
Very
But it is dystopian.
kind of.
And I thought of such things as, how come he made it only to Major?
Right. I think he's the highest ranking guy, right? Why not just promote yourself?
And we have no context.
No. And then also the end of the movie where it's the congratulations, son, what's your wish? He goes, give me a gun. And he shoots the major in front of everyone and nothing happens.
So why don't you just give away the ending? I mean, I don't understand
That's fine. We always do that, John. If you can't tell, I'm not.
Well, it was written 100 years ago.
It
If
was.
people are not up on this.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. Well, what did you think of that? He shot him and then at the end, nothing happens.
Yeah. Their last shot,
Yes.
you're going off and there's nothing in front of them
He
but
walks.
road.
Right.
So
He's got to walk some more.
well, I thought there was a sense that there is no end to this tyranny.
Okay.
So you think you shoot, you think you can get rid of the major, you are not getting rid of.
No.
You know, for instance, we have politicians that I believe we'll never get rid of.
Right.
You know,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Around the world.
Yep.
And there is that feeling. So I thought his last shot was symbolic of the fact that really, what has he done?
Yes, and they did try to clumsily, in my opinion, mix in issues of race and inequality with the line, the very hammy line. He said, "You've been walking for 4 days. I've been walking my whole life."
Oh,
Which that's, it's a
Yes.
little cringy.
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do, but they didn't really explore it fully. We don't get to see the characters' backgrounds, which in a lot of ways this movie feels more like a play rather than a movie because there's such limited locales and limited transportation of the viewer to other areas.
Yes. And yet at the same time, I'm thankful that I don't have to go back to like slobbering wives who are waiting for their husbands.
I guess.
You know, I mean,
Well, only one's married, remember?
yeah, that's right.
Only one's married.
But you do have mom,
That's true.
but then played by Judy Greer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're a mom, why would you show up and distract him when if you trip for even 1 second you'll die? You're the last. Come on, it's ridiculous.
Well, but if your son is going to almost to his doom,
Yes,
don't you think you'd end up showing?
probably. But then a couple minutes later, after he sees his mom and almost gives up everything to see her, he decides that he'll sacrifice himself anyway and let the other guy win. So I don't get it. Does he love his mom or not, John? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of ambient noise. We have a lot of ambient noise in the show, but that's who we are.
We are.
Because we're out on the road,
Uh-huh.
we're walking with a whole bunch of people
Mhm.
who are half crazed, but again, they don't have a choice, right?
No.
They win the lottery, so to speak. and,
Right.
and the parallel is almost too obvious to the war.
Mhm.
And if he conscripted in the war. Now, I've never told you that I came very close.
Did you?
I was in DC, and I had a couple of kids, but they called me.
Mhm.
I did the physical.
Really?
Half of us
Really?
passed it. Now you can imagine the cretins that were the other half.
Oh,
And as I looked at it, I said, I've got to spend 2 years?
Oh my goodness.
2 years, took a bus, like a school bus, out for the physical,
Mhm.
and these people didn't pass, half of them didn't pass, it was so incredibly
Well,
easy.
I know you didn't have any bone spurs, John. No bone spurs in your feet.
I did it, right, I did not. So, I was really afraid, and then, out of the blue, Jack Kennedy comes through and says, if you have kids, you don't have to go.
Wow.
Oh, my
Jeez.
God.
I bet you voted for him.
Oh, I
If
would,
you-
well,
if
you
you
know,
could, if you
I
could,
would
if you
anyway.
would.
I was married in the church, and he and she were married
Oh.
in Georgetown.
Wow.
So I have connections.
Okay.
And my wife was there the night his body was brought in
Oh,
at
wow.
Bethesda Naval
Do you
Hospital.
know Robert as well?
No. Do you mean Junior?
Junior.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? Well, anyway,
we digress.
we're getting off. Okay, so we understand King's parallel. And it doesn't work today because we don't have conscription today.
No, we don't.
So how does it work? How does this movie work today? Are they digging it up and bringing it in front of us and it has no relevance? Or does it have relevance? Here I am, I'm baiting you. Look at me. Look at me.
You can bait me all you want.
I know.
I say no, John. It was a miss for me. It didn't speak to me, and I need to do some serious introspection because the vast majority of critics are singing the praises of this movie, and I just didn't get it. I think it did tackle a really wide array of topics: racism, class, government, overreach, tyranny, war. You know, the kind of pessimism of society, violence on TV. There's so many topics and themes. It seems difficult to cover all of them.
And you're right, there are way too many, and the major one is too obvious.
Right.
You know, so anybody who is going to complain about this will start right away by saying, well, hell, man, that's so easy. Look at the Vietnam War.
Right.
Look at any war
Mm-hmm.
where you have young people going to war, and now young men and women.
Right.
And we get it. It's not nice at all.
Nope.
And we do understand that schlubby young men who are attached to their mother are going to be crying all over the place by leaving mom.
Of course.
And
And in attempting to tackle race, I don't know, I didn't read the book, so I don't know how specific
Yeah.
they are, but there's one of each, almost like Power Rangers. There's a black guy, there's a really, really dark-skinned guy, there's a white guy, there's an Asian guy, there's a Latin guy, and then there's a Native American guy with long hair who yells Native American calls as he's dying and bleeding onto the
That
ground.
is
It's
pretty-
a little goofy,
Yeah.
Don. It's a little too much.
all right, Ezra Hoover.
Yes.
People have to go to our podcast,
Okay.
which in this case is Back Talk, and if they want to learn more. In fact, we're going to talk more about Stephen King and some of our favorite movies of Stephen
That'll
King.
be easy.
So what do you advise about our movie?
If you are a Stephen King completionist, then by all means, go ahead. What about you, John? I think we need to let you.
The Long Walk,
Yes.
well, I figured what you did when you saw it, you said, oh, this is perfect for John. It's got Elagor written all over it. I can just hear you now. And it's true. It's true. My mind is working right away like the English major saying, okay, what's he really talking about here? And it was maybe just a little bit too easy for me.
Maybe.
It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a